let's talk about how to use AI in your job without being replaced. Before we jump into how to use AI in a way that where you won't get replaced in your job, I want to share with you a very important statistical trend that I saw just the other day. I was looking at a chart that compared job postings for those jobs that require some level of AI familiarity, fluency, or skill set versus those new job postings that do not explicitly require some kind of AI familiarity or skill. Jobs requiring some degree of AI skill set have grown by 500% over the last year. 500%. That's an insane amount of growth. And if you look at job postings that do not explicitly require AI skills or at least familiarity, those job postings are down about 9%, right? So that means those that don't have AI skills are going to be at a disadvantage. And I don't want that to be you. I want you to be in the former category where you have some degree of AI familiarity, fluency, and competency so that you will be in high demand in the economy going forward. So on that note, let's go ahead and get started and talk about how you can use AI without being replaced. Every day in the news, you're hearing everything from the latest innovations in ChatGPT, self-driving taxis in cars, robots taking over the world, and the end of humanity as we know it, right? The news stories are all over the place because something new tends to generate a lot of feelings, good and bad, which gets people to want to read, which then sells advertising. Okay, let's talk about the brass tacks of the reality of where is AI really and how is it going to impact your career and your job right now. So where we are right now, and probably for the next few years, AI is not going to replace jobs in large mass. What will replace your job is some other human being that knows how to work with AI effectively. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can become one of those people that are very valuable to work with AI instead of having AI replace you. And eventually, say over 5-10 years, AI is going to replace human beings that don't know how to work with AI. Okay. Now let's talk about how does AI work? What is it good at doing and what is it not good at doing? Because you want to shift your job, your focus in your career towards those things that AI is not good at doing and may never be perfect at doing. Today's AI is really based on the language learning model, ChatGPT, Gemini, Anthropic Cloud, and technologies with those particular names. And these models are based off of training data. So AI is very good at things where there's a lot of data and examples of what you want done. So AI is very good, for example, at answering frequently asked questions. So if you have a customer service call center and people call in and ask for the same questions over and over and over again, and you have 1 million examples of that question being answered the proper way, AI is getting really good at handling those cases. Okay? So AI is very good when there's good data that it can train and learn on and practice on. AI is very poor at situations where the data isn't available to train. Okay? So in your career, what you want to do is shift your focus from doing the things that AI is good at, repetitive tasks that are the exact same way over and over again, basically things that are really boring because they happen the exact same way every single time. And you want to shift your attention to things AI is not good at doing. Okay? And so there are probably 4 key new types of roles, if not job titles, that are going to emerge in an AI world. And we saw this occur through every major technology shift, in the last 150 years. When radio stations were invented, land-based radio stations, many, many decades ago, there was the job title called radio DJ, the person who talked on the radio, did commentary, and decided what music to play. There were radio producers, there were bookers, there were publicists, right? There were this whole ecosystem that developed because of this new technology. Then when television came around, it was expected to completely replace radio. That was 50 years ago. It hasn't. There's still land-based radio today, There's now digital radio, which we call streaming radio. That all still exists. But television created the role of actor, of actress, of sound engineer, of lighting engineer, right? Of video editor, special effects, producers, directors, makeup artists. All these job titles didn't exist before television was invented. You look at cell phone technology and smartphones. We have mobile app developers, right? We have mobile technologies like towers and people that install physical cell phone towers. None of that existed before cell phones existed. So again, every new technology innovation does shift labor away from certain jobs. That part is true. But it also adds a lot of labor demand and jobs in new areas that are very hard to imagine before that technology is invented and people get used to it. So the key here is in your job, in your career, you want to start shifting towards those new roles, those new functions, and those new skills that are needed in this new world, in this AI-enabled world specifically. So what are those particular job skills? Here are 4 of them. Number 1, what companies really need in an AI world are subject matter experts. You want a handful of people that really know a function really well. So in a traditional call center, you might have 500 people, right, that know how to answer customer inquiries and whatnot. In an AI world over many years, you don't need 500, right? You're going to need a small handful of people that are very good at what they do in that function that know how to work with AI. So the subject matter expert role is going to be very, very important going forward. So if you are merely average at your job and you only know a little bit, that's a risky position for you in the long run. Probably fine for a couple of years, but in the decade timeframe, that's going to be a problem. So you want to be number 1 in your area of expertise. That's one particular role. A second role, and there's a job title, has not really been developed or formalized or sort of societally agreed upon yet for this skill set, but I'll describe the role and maybe the job titles will come next year or 2. So the role is AI data collection. So there needs to be somebody whose job is to go gather the kind of data that the AI models need to train on in order to do the repetitive things that it's very good at replicating. So that doesn't really exist today as a job. It's a little bit of one person's job, a little bit of somebody else's, and it hasn't really been formalized. So if you have a very keen sense of what kinds of things that AI is not good at, where it needs more data to get better at, and you can be in charge of going to collect that data, that's very useful. So this can be anything from technologies that sort of, for example, record phone calls or record Zoom meetings. Like that's all data. That's all data that can be used. If you're able to capture emails that come in and out of the company and able to sort of organize that in some kind of system that makes it make sense and more usable in AI, that is also very, very useful. Next, there's data, not just data collection, but data tagging. So AI needs help to distinguish between what is a good outcome versus what is a bad outcome. So you can record all the customer phone calls going into your call center, for example, or a call center. But AI is not going to know which ones are good or which ones are bad. So it needs some way to have some kind of human intervention to tag this data to say, that phone call, that was a good phone call. The customer was very happy. They had a high customer satisfaction rating, or that particular phone call resulted in a really high ticket sale, right? So not only do you want to collect data, but you want to tag or codify it so that the machine that's learning knows that this particular instance was an instance of a positive outcome that you want versus a negative outcome that you want the AI to avoid. AI is not good at that. It has no value judgment. It's just words. And it needs guidance as to what is a good outcome versus a bad outcome from a human or business perspective. So that's that second role, data collection and data tagging. The third role would be sort of called AI design or orchestration or choreography, right? AI needs to be told what to do. When it is told what to do, and it has good training data, because you have that good training data that's tagged well, it's quite good at doing things that are pretty repetitive. But it still needs guidance on what to do. So for example, when a customer walks into a store when a customer calls into your business, what do you want to have happen? Do you want the phone to be answered? Do you want someone to be greeted? Do you want a website visitor to see a particular video? Right? Those decisions around choreographing that customer experience is very vital in an AI world. So someone has to understand the psychology of that customer or that person or that business or that vendor or that supplier, that employee, whoever the AI is interacting with, and understanding that human experience of what do they need to see, feel, and experience to have a positive interaction with the company. That requires human judgment. So the choreography of that is still a very, very vital, very in-demand skill. So someone that knows the choreography that you want, that's going to be effective for that human being, and can teach and delegate to the AI and tell it what it should be doing to create that experience, that is a very, very valuable skill. The fourth skill set and role that's really needed in an AI world is quality control. The AI is not perfect. I don't know if it'll ever be perfect, but there's a leap in AI where it still needs manual intervention for quality control and review because it makes mistakes. And sometimes those mistakes have consequences. Now, somewhere between 60 to 90% of the time, AI is very, very good, right? But between 10 to 40% of the time, it's not. So that human intervention becomes very important because AI is not good at that yet. And for a lot of reasons I won't get into, it's not going to be perfect at that for quite a long time. So being good at doing AI quality control is a very useful role and skill because AI is not going to be good at that for quite some time. So there you have it. 4 key roles that are really going to be needed and in demand in an AI-enabled world. Those are being a subject matter expertise in your functional area. Number 2, being good at data collection and tagging to help create the kind of data that AI needs to get better. Number 3 is AI and customer experience choreography or orchestration, delegating to the AI what you want the AI to do to have a very positive experience for the human beings that are interacting with. And finally, data quality control, right? Those are all very important. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Add any comments or questions in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. And don't forget to like the video.